Good morning. It is Thursday where I am, and I am coming to you this morning to give a little more information to help you understand what you're going through if you're a first time mom, and especially if you're having a hard time. Because many of us start this journey to motherhood, especially the first time, maybe having an idea of what to expect, but then once we get in it, it can feel quite different than we had imagined, and oftentimes it's harder than we imagined. And the impact of sleep deprivation is much more significant than we could ever prepare for. Like, we know we're going to be tired, like, we get that. However, the level of fatigue and the level of exhaustion is something that really no one can prepare for. So, if you're in the thick of this with a brand new baby, feeling tired, feeling maybe overwhelmed, maybe feeling a bit sad, like this is harder and I'm not feeling the way I had thought, I want you to know that it's perfectly normal. You're normal. And what you're going through is pretty typical. We just don't talk about it so much. We kind of romanticize having babies and women becoming mothers. So a lot of people just talk about kind of the fun parts of it, and really kind of give this image that it's like the best time of our life, and new mothers glow. But I know when I was a new mom, I did not glow. I looked kind of raggedy. I looked definitely tired, and it didn't, although I was really happy to have my baby and loved him, um, it didn't feel like this is the best time of my life. So it can be confusing. It can be confusing when we have these feelings that are sort of unexpected. The good news about the newborn stage is that it does pass. They don't stay newborns forever, thank goodness. And the idea too is that it's okay if you don't love the newborn stage. I've worked with lots of women, and they have said they hated the newborn stage. Not that they hated their baby, but they hated the newborn stage. It was just so demanding, so unpredictable, on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like, it was just so much. And they didn't love that stage. And that was perfectly okay. And it's perfectly okay for women to say, I don't like this stage. I've had several women joke that if they could birth a 1 year old and just bypass the whole first year, they would sign up because they didn't love the first year. It doesn't mean they didn't love their baby. They just didn't love the demanding phase. So if you're one of those women, just know it's okay. Know it's okay to feel whatever you feel, and you're actually in good company. Although you might not be talking to women who are saying the same thing, I can guarantee you there are women out there who are feeling the exact same way that you are about the newborn phase. So don't despair. Something that became really important to me when I was in that phase and having a really hard time is I would get into this vortex. And I would get into this vortex of feeling like, oh my gosh, this is my life. Oh my gosh, it's going to be like this forever. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to sleep again. And I would just spiral into this very anxious place. And I wouldn't feel good. It would be hard to sleep. I would just be a bit of an anxious mess. So what I found helped, and it might help you too, so I'm going to put it out there as something to try, is in those moments when I was not having a lot of fun and I was not having a very good time, I would say to myself, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. I would say it over and over and over again in my head, sometimes out loud. And what it did was it helped to calm me. So when I would start getting all up in my head and getting anxious and freaked out that this was my life forever, I would just say that mantra over and over and over again in a calm voice, try to have a soothing voice to help sort of bring me back down and to remind me that our babies don't stay newborns forever. They're going to keep growing, they're going to keep changing and developing, and that'll bring its own other unique experiences and maybe challenges, but it doesn't stay this intense, overwhelming, high demand phase forever. So that mantra just helped me to remind me that this is hard right now, but it's not going to stay this hard forever. And that just made a really big difference. The other thing I want to talk a little bit about is that the newborn stage is quite monotonous. Like, one day looks like the next day. And some women enjoy that. Some women really just hunker down and have a good time with that. And some women really find it boring, especially if they've been used to kind of a fast paced, more stimulated kind of life before baby. This experience of having one day look very much like the next day, and then the day after that, and the day after that, can be quite a big adjustment. And so if you find yourself understimulated, you're normal. That's normal. If you find yourself kind of bored, sort of doing the same thing every day, that also is normal. Doesn't mean anything about who you are as a person or a mom. Doesn't mean anything about how you feel about your baby. It just means that this stage isn't your stage. And what you'll find in mothering over the course of this little person's life is that you'll have stages that you just really feel like, oh, this is my stage. I love this stage. There's just so many things about it that just click with me. And other stages will be not so much fun. And it's perfectly fine that to have those variations. And if you're somebody who doesn't really enjoy the newborn phase, no problem, because you may really enjoy the toddler phase, or you may really enjoy that early school years phase. Like, it's okay, because you'll have phases that are, you'll be like, oh, this is my phase. And it's going to feel so good and so exciting. And if it's not right now, that's okay. And if it's not right now, just give yourself permission that it's okay, and that this is going to pass, and that you're going to move on to stages that will hopefully have more a positive experience and feeling for you. So just like be okay with yourself. Be okay with where you are right now and how you feel. Acknowledge that this is a really hard phase and it's not everybody's gig. And that if you're feeling a little understimulated, that's normal, because it is kind of an understimulating time. And if you're loving that, that's awesome too. So really it's about just accepting wherever you are and knowing it's going to shift and change. And especially the newborn phase. What I say to a lot of moms is the first 6 weeks is kind of like, oh crap, I'm not going to survive this. Like, it feels so hard. It's like you question, what did I do? And I don't think I'm going to get through this. Something happens for baby's development, and I think for parents' development, in terms of getting used to the baby, getting to know the baby's cries, and just getting a little bit more confident. Somewhere around the 6 week mark ish, you start to go from I'm not going to survive this to I might survive this. And so something sort of shifts around there. And then again, around the 12-week mark, give or take, it can change to, I'm pretty sure I'm going to survive this. So we have this journey of like, oh crap, I'm not going to survive, kind of first 6 weeks. Around 6 weeks to, somewhere 10 to 12 weeks, it's like, I think I might survive this. And then again, 12 weeks or so, it's like, yeah, I'm going to survive. I can see myself getting out on the other side of this. So it's just to know you've got these markers that are going to come. I know that first 6 weeks can feel long, but that's why getting some help and support to help you get through that is really important. And remember that mantra. And if my mantra doesn't quite work for you, no problem. Just substitute it with something that does work, so that when you feel yourself going up, 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 something that you can say to yourself, a short phrase that just helps to bring you back down and reminds yourself that this is going to get better. You're going to feel better, and your baby's going to grow and be more fun and engaging and interesting. And that's going to be a good journey, and that you're going to get there. So hang on. I know it's hard, and we're going to be here together, because that's the thing. We don't want anybody going through this alone. If we can be together as a community of women and a community of new moms and people like me who've been there and want to support you, that's going to make it better too. I'll look forward to connecting with you next time.